Is Alchemy and Tarot. My name is Greta. I am an intuitive reader. This reading is for the earth signs of Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. If you have Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo anywhere in your birth chart, this is your reading. I do like to start with a quick smudge. I have some sage here to cleanse the space. Kind of get everything lined up there. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. 3 chimes to bring in positive energy. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the listener this evening. What would you like the listener to know or to be aware of? Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the earth signs of Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. What would you like the listener to know or to be aware of this evening? Thank you, Spirit. Also, happy full blue moon this month. This month of August is the blue full moon, and that you can the technical date of that full moon will be August 19th, but you can feel the effects very intensely 3 days before and 3 days after that blue moon. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the listener tonight. A super blue moon occurs when the moon's orbit is closer to the Earth than usual. So the moon will be appearing larger. The blue moon is the fall blue moon, where the moon is larger than usual. The seasonal blue moons occur when all 4 blue moons are in the same season. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the listener. What would you like the listener to know or to be aware of? And for the Taurus, this blue moon is this blue moon. You should watch for professional opportunities coming your way. And these professional opportunities are going to put you on a path of success. And for the Virgo, this blue moon, you may find yourself wanting to incorporate some kind of exercise or some type of daily meditation into your practice to help you relax. Let's see if we can get these cards a little bit closer together. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the listener. And for the sign of Capricorn, you've been putting in a lot of hard work. And this blue moon is asking that you step back and take time to relax and enjoy all that you have created. And the foundation, the basis of this reading this evening is the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is we're not seeing an opportunity. There's a perceived missed opportunity, and that is forced. There's a perceived missed opportunity in love or in a partnership. Thank you. And so this blue moon, uh, Joanno, is bringing in professional opportunities. And so for this month, especially for the next several days because of the full moon, this is a reading for the earth signs of Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. But if you do have a question, you can write that in the comment section and I will be happy to answer that for you. And again, Joanno, this blue moon is bringing in professional opportunities. Well, hey, welcome, Nomomi123. I am a Capricorn as well. And I tell you, we are the go getters of the zodiac sign. I have a Capricorn sun and a Capricorn moon. So there's no questioning for me. And so, again, the foundation, the basis of this reading is a missed opportunity or a perceived missed opportunity, either in love or some sort of partnership, sort of uh, relationship. And let's see if we can get to the bottom of that with the rest of your cards this evening. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the listener this evening. And we start off in your public life, your professional life, your career life with the Six of Swords. And that six is really the crossing, the turning over, the crossing over into more quiet, less turbulent times. And just as we were speaking with the Capricorn during this blue moon, it's time to relax. It's time to maybe not put yourself out in. It's time not to overwork yourself. It's time to really enjoy home life and family life and friends and your love life. You've worked hard for that. And that is followed by the Nine of Cups. The banquet is set. It's like you've prepared for this. You've been working for this. You've been working towards preparing, working towards um, making time for home life, making time for your personal life, making time for your private life, making time for your loved ones. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the listener. And that is followed by the Six of Cups. Fond thoughts, fond memories, gifts, gifts that fulfill you. And the Nine of Pentacles. And the nine in tarot represents your vision, your intuition, your power. And it's like the power of anticipation. And the pentacles in tarot represents the earth signs. And so I'm very happy that this came up to you. You are being very grounded. You're being very thoughtful. You're really preparing to be able to create a life where you're not spending all of your time working. And what is that saying that is coming to my mind? It's like we are meant, this life is meant for more than working and paying bills. Thank you. And so, Red Revenge, this is a collective reading for the Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. So, this is your reading. If you do have a question, please do write that in the comment section. I may suggest that you wait until I'm getting closer to the end of the reading, until I get towards like this Eight of Wands, because I have a feeling I may answer your question before then. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the listener. And so, yes, back to my train of thought. Um, we are meant, this life is meant for more than work and paying bills. And you are preparing, you are getting ready, you are setting into motion the transition of being able to spend more quality time doing the things that you would like to do, spending time with family, friends, and at home, and with loved ones. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the listener. You are in a perfect position to put your best foot forward, to land that new position that you've been looking for. And you can do this by showcasing your by showcasing what it is that you have been doing. You don't want to be overshadowed. And I think that that is why we have this Five of Pentacles here, is that maybe you have been thinking, or maybe you have been feeling like you shouldn't have to showcase your skills. You shouldn't have to showcase your talents. That maybe you've already put in enough work. But what Spirit is saying is that you are being looked at, and being looked at very seriously at this time. And with a little bit of effort in demonstrating what it is that you can do, it is going to pay out in big dividends. And the dividends that it's going to pay out is it's going to allow you to manifest the life that you were wanting or trying to manifest. And especially, I don't know if you viewed your readings from earlier today, but there is a big gift coming in for you. And this big gift that is coming in for you is something that you have been wanting, something that you have been waiting on, something that uh, is going to bring you emotional and spiritual fulfillment and financial reward. But this gift, when it comes in, it's almost like you've been waiting on it for so long that it seems like it's too good to be true. It's like you've maybe even given up waiting on receiving the check in the mail or receiving the approval. But that approval is coming in for you, and it's going to cause you pause. But Spirit is asking that you don't let it put you off of your plan, to stick with the plan. Stick with the plan. So after what you've been waiting for, what you've been hoping for, what you've been wishing for in your public life, in your professional life, in your career, when that comes in, stick to the plan. You have a plan. You have a plan. Stick to the plan, and you will be able to manifest. You will be able to create what it is that you've been waiting for, what it is that you've been looking for. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the listener this evening. And then in your home life, in your private life, in your personal life, in your love life, you start off with the Three of Swords, a letdown, a disappointment that has left you feeling guarded, guarded of your feelings, guarded of your spirit, guarded of your finances, and guarded of your personal being. Followed by the Knight of Swords. And I like to call this Knight of Swords the only fools rush in. And why I like to say that is we can see that this this horse is really rushing into action. The rider is his sword drawn and he's ready to take action, but he's ready to take action without having total clarity, without seeing the big picture. And that is followed by the Nine of Wands, the wounded soldier. Time to heal. Time to heal. Perhaps you've been wanting to travel. You've been wanting to take a vacation. You've been wanting to take an extended break, a very long getaway. But the plans keep falling through on that. And because the plans keep falling through on that, it's left you a little bit disappointed. But I'm going to let you know that you can make a day trip, a spa trip, a quick day trip, and whatever it is that you choose that is closer to home to help break up the scenery is really going to be enough of a relief for you. For some of you, your words may have gotten away from you. You have spoken sharp words that are not going to be easily forgotten or not easily forgiven. I don't think that you meant for these words to come out so harshly. I think they were spoken in the moment and they were not well thought out. And you did not mean them to be so harsh or to be so hurtful. You were just speaking from the heart in the moment. But it is not too late. It's not too late for a heartfelt apology. A heartfelt apology is what is needed here in order to heal. There is healing that needs to occur because of these words. And the healing begins with a heartfelt apology. And those heartfelt apologies begin with admitting or stating that our words were wrong, that our words were uh, harsh, and they include a heartfelt apology in knowing how deeply we have wounded a person and accepting responsibility for deeply wounding a person and restating the words that we meant to say and the words that we meant to say in a voice in an actions. It's almost like our actions are going to speak louder than words. I mean, we've all kind of seen where people are saying apologies and they're kind of like coming through clenched teeth, or people are trying to give apologies, but their fists are held tight and they're really tight, they're really tension. And so, whoever this is that needs this apology needs to see the body language that matches with the apology. And it is only then that the healings can happen, that the healing can begin. This person really has their guard up. They really have their guard up. And there's a lot of meekness, a lot of mildness, a lot of soothing that needs to be demonstrated when approaching this person. This person has been really very hurt by words. And unless we approach them in a soothing, not only our voices to be soothing, but our actions, our motions to be soothing as well. If we do not approach them with spiritual healing, with words of healing, and with actions of healing, they are not going to heal and they are not going to accept that apology. Okay, thank you. And so, Stephanie, um, there was someone shared a story on Instagram, and you're wanting to know if that Instagram was okay. And so, yes, definitely, according to these, it looks like Samuel was very hurt. Samuel has all of his defenses up. I do not know if it was you or if it was Samuel who spoke harsh words, who spoke words um, without having clarity, without having the big picture. And once words are spoken, they cannot be taken back. Once words are spoken, they cannot be taken back. And you feel that he is upset. And that's why we have this nine of wands here, is he is very upset. I wouldn't say he's more hurt. There's a difference between being upset and hurt. When we're upset, it's almost like feelings of anger. When we're hurt, it's feelings of pain. And those feelings of pain come from our egos being bruised, or our morals being bruised. It's a hard situation. He came back and asked for your forgiveness. And it looks like, yes, we were talking about sincere apologies and how to make sincere apologies. And sometimes, if there is a sincere apology to be made, especially if we are the ones that need to make it, sometimes we need to wait for that person to heal enough to reach out to us again. Sometimes we need to give people space so that they can heal. And when they do reach out to us again, it's important that our actions, words, and deeds all are soothing and comforting, and that we know what we said or what we done was wrong, and we have a clear plan that we can let them know how that's going to change, how that's going to be different. Because you don't trust. And so that trust, Stephanie, always comes from within. So if you're having a difficult time trusting, you need to heal as well. You need to heal as well. And sometimes when we're unable to trust, it's because of something that has happened in the past. And it's not that a situation happened to us in the past, it's how we reacted to that situation in the past. Um, for example, if you have, if someone has cheated on you, if someone has stepped out on you, many times that builds a trust conflict, a trust issue, because we don't we don't trust ourselves. It's like, if someone's going to cheat on you and someone's going to step out on you, which is, it happens every day. I mean, even in the best relationships, crap happens. Pardon my French, but crap happens. But it's how we are going to behave. How are we going to react? And so, for everyone to have a plan in place. So, if, for an example, your partner cheats on you, how are you going to behave? And do you trust yourself to be able to take action on that plan? For some of us, it may be, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get myself into therapy. I'm going to get my partner into therapy. And then we're going to go to group counseling and we're going to work through this and we're going to make this relationship work. That's how I'm going to react. For some of us, it may be that um, that's the end of the relationship. That's the deal breaker for me. I can't put up with that. I will not put up with that, regardless of how painful that is. I'm going to end that relationship. I'm going to cut ties and I'm going to move on and I'm going to find somebody that's going to treat me better. For some of us, it may be that we're just going to ignore the situation and hope it goes away. But the trust comes from within us, from knowing how we are going to react, how What action plan? What are we going to do? And as soon as we know what we're going to do, then we're able to open ourselves up and trust others. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the listeners. Okay, thank you. And before I answer any more personal questions that do not relate to this card, that do not relate to the cards, okay, thank you. One moment, please. Let me see if I can get through this. And so Stephanie would like to know feelings, yes or no. Is that just a simple feelings, yes or no? Because, they do have feelings for you. What those feelings are, I do not know, but they do have feelings for you. Would you like to clarify what feelings you are looking for? Thank you. You've just been silent. Okay, thank you. But you won't. Okay, thank you, Stephanie. And it sounds like he does have feelings for you, Stephanie. He just does not know how to process those feelings. He may just need time to process those feelings. Feelings of love. Okay, thank you. Oh, and look at this. It looks like he has found clarity about the feelings that he has for you with this Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is all about clarity and cutting ties with the past. And so, Stephanie, it looks like he came back to find clarity about the feelings that he has for you. And it looks like he has reached a decision and he's wanting to cut ties. And we can cut ties with people that we love. Thank you, Spirit. And what problems are going on with Pekash? Thank you, Varsha. Is that Varshasha? What feelings are going on? What problems are going on with Pekash? And some people really have a difficult time asking for what they want, Stephanie. And so that when people are having a difficult time asking for what they want, I do highly recommend a third party, a therapist, a counselor, to find what it is that to find a safe place to ask for what they want. And some people, their emotions just run so deep, and there's so many emotions to sort through that they have a hard time sorting through and even knowing what it is that they want. And so, again, I do recommend a third party. There's shamans, there's therapists, there's counselors, there's priests, there's ministers, there's many safe third party that would very happily help sort through that situation and help him come to a place where he can ask for what it is that he wants. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. I'm just reading through some of the questions here. He wants to have intimacy with you. And so, are you saying that you would prefer marriage first? And if you are preferring, I totally understand. And if you are not in a place, or he is not in a place to get to that place, then it's better that you just let them go. It's better that you just let them go. Um, you know, we each come into each other's lives at different phases. And sometimes, they are ready and we are not. And sometimes we are ready and they are not. And that is just the universe saying it's okay to let them go. It's okay to let them go so that each of you can find what it is that you're looking for. That is correct. And so if he is, or if there is some resistance about being intimate and they're being demanding about you being intimate and it's something that you're not comfortable with and they cannot be patient with you, then that is not your person. Yes. And if he does not have the patience to earn it, he is not your person. Okay, thank you. And thank you, Amen. One moment, please. I am answering a question for Veska. Wanted to know about what's going on in Pasca's life. And it looks like they have found new love. They have found new love or they have found a new relationship. And it's something that they deeply appreciate. Thank you, Spirit. And a card for a mitt would like to know the thoughts for on them. This card is for you. I do not know. I do not know. Vishka, I do not know. Thank you, Spirit. One card for a mitt, please. One card for emit, please. One card for emit. I think that they are very happy. They are very happy and they're feeling very emotionally and spiritually fulfilled. They believe that they have received a gift. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the listener this evening. And for final thoughts, final messages from Spirit, we have the Seven of Swords, which is the planning, the thinking, the preparation. And for the earth signs, there has been a lot of planning, a lot of thinking, and a lot of preparation. Moving on. And so the death card is not as ominous. Hi, Brashura. Yes, you can ask a question if you would like a question. Please ask that in the comment section and I will draw a card for you. And then we have the death card, which is we have the death card, we have the transition card. It's like you're transitioning from a life that lacks color to a life that is vivid and alive. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is taking a pause, and the Eight of Wands, which is a sudden change with lots of opportunities. Thank you. And so Amit would like to know, will she come back into his life? Let's see here. Is that a yes or no question? Amit, yes or no? One question. Amit, yes or no? Amit, yes or no? Thank you, Spirit. Amit, yes or no? One card for Amit, please. Yes or no? Thank you. One card for Amit. One yes or no? One card, yes or no? It looks like they feel conflicted. They feel conflicted. And so because they feel collected, no. No. And Bersha, or no, admit. This is a no for admit. Thank you. One moment, please. And will Lias call back? Will Lias call back or come back? Yes or no? Will Lias come back or call back? And this is for you, Bersha. Bersha, yes or no? It looks like yes. Yes. And Star Love Angel, what was the reason my ex-husband broke into my house? And what was the reason Star Love's husband stole her handbag? I would say, regardless of what the reason was, because of a broken agreement, because of a broken contract. It looks like your ex has stolen your handbag because of a broken agreement, a broken contract. He was looking for some type, or they were looking for some type of payment, or excuse me, not payment. They were looking for some type of proof, some type of receipt, some type of paperwork. And they thought that that paperwork was in your handbag. Thank you. Yes, thank you. And will Stephanie and Samuel have a life together, a future together as a couple? And so, Stephanie, my question for you would be, if someone is putting pressure on you to be intimate and it's something that you are not comfortable with, why would you consider, or even consider, pursuing them? Why would you want a relationship with someone who is having a difficult time respecting your boundaries? Thank you, Spirit. And he's from another country. Thank you. And so, will Stephanie and Samuel have a future together? 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 One card, please. Yes or no? Stephanie and Samuel have a future together? One card, please. Yes. And it is very difficult to be intimate in a long distance relationship. And it looks like the answer is yes. You have the strength card. So, yes, if you have the strength to see it through, I do see you having a future together. But it's going to require a lot of strength on your part. And I'm getting the indication that the strength on your part is going to be keeping your boundaries, setting and keeping your boundaries. Yes, you don't want it to. And so, again, I think that's why you got the strength card. I like that the strength is yellow. Yellow is a good positive number in the tarot. And the strength card is really, you're going to really require a lot of strength, both emotionally and physically, to stay in this relationship. But I do see it is very possible. I believe that most of that strength is going to come from you, Stephanie, in setting boundaries and being very firm and being very clear with your boundaries and being very verbal in letting Samuel know what it is that you expect and what it is that you will tolerate. Thank you. Yes, you do want to create a connection, but you really do want a solid connection before you get to the intimacy. If you're really truly connecting, the intimacy will come naturally. Intimacy is just a next phase. And so it almost starts like, a good relationship, I think, starts out as friendship. It moves into coupleship. And then after we've moved into coupleship, then as it grows, as it develops, it turns into intimacy. And I hear you saying that that is the type of intimacy that you would like, the kind that happens, the kind that develops over time. And perhaps Samuel is wanting intimacy before developing a relationship. And intimacy that comes before developing a relationship, I think many times is destined to fail. But again, I am not a licensed professional. I can only speak from my experience and from the experiences that those closest to me have had. Okay, yes, and so if that seems really important. Okay, thank you. And so this shuffle is for Kanasha. What is Kaylee's current feelings? Will he come back to me? You have, well, Kalai, Kalai, will come back to you. Let's see if we can find a quick answer here for you. One moment, please. Thank you, Spirit. One moment. Thank you. And so, Shabbat, do you have a question? Always my guidance would be, if you're looking for general guidance, is listen to your inner light, listen to your inner spirit, and follow your intuition. Trust your intuition. And so I see the victory card here for you. It's been 20 days since we've talked. And so the interesting thing about this victory card is, if we look closer, and this is for Abhikra, Abhikra, or Krishna. I'm sorry, I'm mutilating your name, but there's gossips. We look close, we can see we're victory, we're winning, but there's gossips. And so I have a feeling that there is someone in the background that is gossiping and that is causing a divide, that is causing them not to contact you. And so it looks like uh, Kalai does care for you, or does have feelings for you, or would like to explore, but there's someone in the background that is causing a block, that is gossiping. And right off the top of my head, I would say that this third party is a family member or close friend. I don't think it's another love interest. It is a friend or a family member. A friend or a family member.